Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm back with another recap of Baddies South, the reunion part 1. I know I'm kind of late, but I had stuff going on this weekend, so I ain't got time. But I got time. I ain't have time, but I got time today. So, let's just say that was a whirlwind of wasted time. Yeah. Of wasted time. So it starts off with everybody pulling up to, I believe, the place to where the reunion is being held. They all get out. You see Jayla and Rock together. You see Ann, Scotty, and Bree together. Persuasion, she's like kind of by herself. And then you see Rolly and Slim. And then you got Natalie, of course. Everybody's dressed up except with the exception of Bree, Rock, Scotty, and Natalie. Everybody else is dressed to a T. But Krishan, she's kind of dressed like, kind of in between, like, it's in between, but whatever. They all looked nice to a certain extent. Like, Rolly and Slim, they was all out as if they were going to go to a ball. Like, they come to play. They came to slay. So, the hosts were Trina and Janisha. And they all have their own little side conversations. So they're talking about what to expect for the reunion and how they think the show went and stuff there. So they all had their own opinions. Some people felt like some things should never been said, like Slim and Rolly and Natalie and Scotty towards and Rolly. Like sometimes everybody's 2 cents ain't worth nothing. So it's like better just keep your mouth shut and just go along with the program. So they're all getting ready, whatever the case. Before it's time for them to even come out to go onto the stage, there's an altercation as soon as they were like, let's bring the girls out. It's like Rolly and Slim and Natalie, they going back and forth at it, and just like, what in the world? Then that eventually dies down. And then you see Sydney arrives. It's like, what in the world? So my understanding is, I think Natalie and Sydney, they've been in cahoots, because it's funny how Sydney was everywhere from Charlotte to now. Like, even at the reunion, she's everywhere. And Natalie supposedly invited her, and then the security said she cannot come in. And then you see Natalie inside telling her, like, let her come in. But security's like, nah, she can't be here. So then Natalie eventually goes outside and was talking to her, like, what, Sydney? And then Sydney is like, this is why I hate fake people. I hate you. I can't stand you and stuff like that. It's like, what in the world? Yeah, all this was wasted 30 minutes. Yeah, so the last 10 minutes. Okay, Natalie eventually goes back inside. They finally bring the girls out on the show, and they all have their designated seats. Krishan felt kind of bad that Scotty wasn't next to her, but the coach, Janisha, said, this is where each person's supposed to sit, so, just take it what it is. So, from this side, you have Ann, Scotty, Rolly, Krishan. Then you have the host. Then you have the 2 hosts, which are Janisha and Trina. Then we have Jayla, Persuasion, Natalie, and Bree. Somewhere another, they're on another side. So they kind of do a recap of what was in store of the episode of Baddies South. They talked about how Baddies ATL was like, okay, they had the old people, the OGs come back, and then Baddies South was a whole new repertoire of new faces and new things to come. So they did a recap of what was really going on. And it's just like everybody just was living. They kind of relived everything that happened within that time frame of filming to now the reunion. It's just like, oh, now real feelings about to come out. True personalities about to be shown. And them hands about to be thrown. Like, for real, for real. So, after doing that, I guess everybody's seen the clips or whatever. Rolly calls Natalie a pussy. And excuse my language, but you know. She calls her a pussy. And then Natalie gets up and she tries to run to where Rolly was. And she takes off her jacket. She has a nice Baddies stuff jacket though, I ain't gonna lie. And she goes to kick Rolly and she ends up falling on her jacket. And let's just say they was ready to rumble. Eventually, when Natalie gets up, she got a big bruised eye. Yes. And then eventually security comes because Rolly Slim are starting to attack Natalie. Scotty gets up, Rock gets up, and everybody's like, well, what's going on? And Scotty was like, you was not about to attack my friend. And Krishan is like so over it, but it's like she don't know if she should help in on this fight or what. And then Krishan was like, Natalie, you shouldn't even got up. Like, why you get up for? Like, you should have just sat back down. And then once the security was able to get Rolly and Slim apart from each other, Slim and security was like a couple of inches away from Natalie. And Rolly's on the other side. She was like, oh, bitch, I'm leaving. This is like so ghetto. Pulling her hair back at the point where to start fighting again. And then Natalie goes to clock Slim. And then also Rolly ends up clocking Scotty in her face. Like, what in the world? All you heard was a like, oh my God. And then you see everybody just like ready to rumble. And Scotty was like, the security, like, she just hit me in my face. She just hit me in my face. And it was a shit show of an episode. And they really drug it out for freaking 10 minutes of actual somewhat of an altercation between the girls. And you see Persuasion and the rest of them is just like, whatever. And then Persuasion walks off and Rock says something to her. And it was like real, it was giving real ghetto vibes. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, when I watched it, I was like, this is real ghetto. Y'all supposed to be grown women. And the fact that y'all acting like y'all in some freaking middle school, high school situation is beyond me. But it's like, they say everybody loves drama, but not all drama is good drama. So this was just like chaos coming out of a bottle. It was like they was never truly friends. Like, y'all were just saying that for the camera just to get y'all bag and call it a day. For all that, y'all should have never been cordial to each other. Y'all should have been like, I don't like you, and kept your distance. And it was like, I'm just here to do my job, and then I'm about to clock out. That's basically all it should have been. Stuff. No, you got bonding relationships. Everybody's picking sides with who. You can tell who really rocked with who. To my understanding, I can honestly say Jayla and Rock, they basically was 10 toes down behind each other from, I believe, Charlotte to now. Like, their situation ain't changed. Like, and Slim and Rolly, their situation ain't changed. They've been together since they was on One More Chance. But now they're coming together and they like this. So it's like, whoo, I don't know. I can't wait till next week's episode. I can't wait. Hopefully it's more, getting to the bottom of what's really the cause of this whole situation. But to my understanding, everybody say it's Natalie. If it's Natalie, why y'all on her show? Why y'all worrying about getting money with her? Like, if she's such a problem, why? Why be so invested in joining her show if she's the problem? Natalie been in this game for over 15 years. Now, I remember when I first watched Bad Girls Club and I seen her, I was just like, she was doing the most back then, but it's like she kind of mellowed out now that she became a mom. It's like she can do a little bit, but she's not really going for it. But it's like, why? Like, y'all really pressed about feelings that was said in confessionals? I mean, But you know what? This ain't my problem. I'm just here to watch and entertain y'all. So, guys, hopefully y'all enjoyed this recap of part 1 of the reunion. Y'all stay tuned for next week's episode. I promise I will not be behind. I will be on it. Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Stay tuned for part 2 of the reunion, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.